Hello guys, my name is Stephen Akintayo. I'm Africa's most sought after investment coach, serial entrepreneur, and a realtor. Welcome to another episode of 360 Seconds in a Royce with me, Stephen Akintayo. In this episode, we're looking at, of course, the first, of the 4 common mistakes in investment, and this is actually the second episode of the 5-part series. And this time around, we're looking at family, and religious influence over professional advice when it comes to investment. I think this is the first mistakes we make. Many of us as Africans, before you invest, you first call your family members, you call your pastor. And in many cases, these people don't know next to nothing about the investment you're trying to do. And I don't know why we do this, right? And this is why we miss out at the end of the day. We lose so much money, we miss out things, and we're wondering why we lost. Investment is scientific. It's very, very scientific. So, and I say this often, poor people often get advice from people who are worse than them. Rich people get advice from people who are richer than them. I repeat that. Poor people get advice from people who are poorer than them. Rich people get advice from people who are richer than them. And this is where we miss it. That family members you're taking counsel from, and you're choosing to take an investment decision because of that family member. Is he or she successful in that area? Has he or she made it? Okay, that pastor, that church member. And so you hear, because he was a church member, I put in my money into the business he was doing. That's not what you do when you want to invest. You do your research, you get the details of what the person is doing. You even go ahead and do your own independent analysis of whether this makes sense. Okay, and also when you see an investment opportunity, you only take counsel from those who have results in that area. I've also met several people who share stories with me of how they will have become property owners today. And you know what? They were trying to buy a land from a company, and they called their family members and say, no, hey, they want to steal from you. I know the ballet of one particular area. You can get the land. And then they went there and lost their entire money. I actually know a client who actually was like an aburo to me. Aburo means like a younger brother. And then he traveled out and then wanted to invest and learned about our company. And of course, he made initial commitment. And in those days, we used to do refunds. Right now, we don't do anymore. And so, he invested and then sent his sister to check. The sister intentionally, the place is waterlogged right now. There's nothing wrong with buying waterlogged property. Banana Island is waterlogged, VI is waterlogged, Lekki is waterlogged. Those areas always appreciate more than the places that are dry. But she took a picture, just took water and sent to him. I said, it's water. It's water. Of course, exaggerated the whole story. Asked for his refund, we gave it back to him. And then she took him to where she wanted him to do. Eventually, he lost the entire money, came back to buy from us, but this time around, it was 4 times higher the price. He would have gotten it earlier. So the question was, what was his mistake? He should have gotten somebody who is successful in real estate, someone who has bought their own property too, and got result, to actually be the one to go check and give advice and give counsel. We often do things based on sentiments and conversations that family members said, pastors said. Some of us even ask our pastor to be the one to make the decision of whether we should invest in something or not. And in many cases, people don't know jack, next to nothing about that. I remember a story of a young man sharing how he wanted to buy shares in a particular place, and his pastor told him, oh no, trust in the Lord, believe in God. And he did. He didn't make that investment. Years later, things were bad for him. He even had to start working in that church. And guess what? True story. He was a mail came for his pastor, and he was actually in charge of handling those things, only to see that it was actually dividend from the same company he wanted to buy shares from years ago. May that not be your story? And this is again not just a pastor thing, imam stories around this. What we're saying is, when it comes to investment, get professional advice. People who are trained to do this, or people who have gotten result in that area, they should be the one to guide you, to help you in making sound investment decisions. Even your pastor, your imam, your wherever they are, your head of Ifa, okay, or whatever it is, your traditionalist, also get expert advice. Some of them who are top investors actually have top people managing their affairs. Okay, you do the same and you go to the top. I love you and thank you for watching. Shoot me a testimony if you got some value from this shot. Shoot me a testimony. Type how this added value to you. Follow me across all social media handle at Stephen Akintayo on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. As Stephen Akintayo TV on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah? I'm called the Ego. I'm a realtor. I'm Africa's most sought after investment coach. I'm swearing to you now. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Stephen Akintayo Consulting, expanding the frontiers of knowledge and wealth. To sign up, log on to www.stephenakintayo.com/